David, which of these topics do you think apply to using a script?
So I chose 4 of the 7 as applying to using a script. So for problem reduction, we saw earlier that the script breaks down the overall scene into smaller scenes and then even further into smaller actions. What that means is that when we're executing the script and it kind of gets caught somewhere, we can break it down and see exactly where the script got caught. So we can see exactly where an expectation was violated. Classification we actually already discussed, because classification can help us identify which script to execute in a given situation based on what we see. So if we walk into a restaurant and see a hostess, for example, we then classify that as a specific kind of restaurant and launch the script that goes along with it. Although it would take a bigger jump, I can also imagine putting a script in terms of formal logic, especially because we discussed before that a script can be considered a plan that has already been executed once and can be transferred to new situations. So if we're discussing plans in the form of formal logic, we may also be able to put scripts in those same kind of terms, in terms of what they're asserting is true for a given state of the script. So if we can put plans in the form of formal logic, we can also imagine rewriting our script in the form of formal logic. That would give us a script in terms of what different elements of the script assert about the state of the world at different points of the script's execution. Finally, we can also see understanding applying pretty directly to scripts because it helps us disambiguate similar events in different situations. So to go with Ashok's example about receiving the bill right when you sit down at the table, understanding talks about how we can disambiguate that event based on what else has happened before and after. I didn't see the other 3 as being as applicable to scripts for a couple different reasons. For generate and test and means analysis, these are problem-solving methods, and as we talked about with planning in the previous exercise, scripts are often used when we already have a solution and we simply need to execute it. Case-based reasoning keeps things at the level of individual cases that can be adapted to our current problem, whereas scripts serve as an abstraction over a number of cases. So I don't really see case-based reasoning applying as much here either.
This is good, David. Thank you for sharing this. Note that generate and test and case-based reasoning might be applicable to the use of scripts after all. So one can imagine a situation where there are a large number of scripts available and the robot has to decide which of the scripts should I use for a particular situation and may not be able to classify the situation directly into scripts. And with that case, the robot may pick a script, generate it, try it out, see if it works. If it does not, pick another one. Also, case-based reasoning is connected to the application of scripts in the sense that both case-based reasoning and script-based reasoning are extremely memory intensive. What both of them are saying is that memory often supplies most of the answer. Like we said earlier when we were discussing case-based reasoning, we don't think as much as we think we do. Most of the time, memory gives us the answer. The difference, of course, like David pointed out, is that cases refer to instances, whereas scripts are abstractions over instances.